What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Farley here, and I just wanted to go live real quick because um, and just say that I see a lot of people, and I mean like 4 or 5 in the last week or two, that are really getting discouraged for different reasons on YouTube. And speaking from experience, hey, what's up, Tuba Comics? How you doing, buddy? Speaking from experience, this is my second channel. My old channel I deleted. I got fed up with YouTube, got mad, and just left. And then I was friends with a lot of people on Facebook that I was friends with in YouTube. And I started missing the conversations we'd have. Back then I was just doing vinyl and metal stuff. I wasn't doing comics or anything. It was just music. And but I had like 1,500, right, I can't remember exactly, something like 1,500 subs, but I was only getting like 5 or 6 likes and 10 or 15 comments and like 100 views. And I was like, I have 1,500 subs. Why I'm only getting 12 comments or whatever. Yeah, this is something I go back to. What's up, Nemo Comics? It's something I go back to a lot because there's a lot of people that get discouraged on YouTube. And then, it kind of just points to me, a greater issue just with, social networking is you've got to be into it for the right reason. And you may not have a lot of subs, or you may not get a lot of comments. What's up, Travis? You may not get a lot of subs or whatever, but if you're talking about something you're passionate about, I think you may only have 10, 15 comments, but those 10 or 15 comments are from people that you really care about, like their opinion, and that actually know what you're talking about or have experienced what you're talking about. So, you can get a lot of fluff in there with, 50 or 60 comments, but, a lot of those comments are just people commenting. So you'll go watch their videos and all this stuff. So I know you're passionate about me, Sexy Black Star Vinyl, but I know a lot of people have been getting down lately. And just speaking from experience is I don't care about making money off my channel. What's up, Digital Gramophone? I watch your channel. Yeah, it's something that's affected me before, and I know it eats away at a lot of people, but unless you're going to try and make money off your channel, what does it really matter? Don't care about the subs and don't care about the number of comments or any of that stuff, but form good relationships with people that you actually care about what they say, if that makes sense. Like, YouTube can be very clannish, or as we used to say back in high school, you'd have cliques. That's the same is true of comic book community, same is true of the vinyl community. Yeah, Travis, I know you and both Black Star Vinyl have kind of cut back on videos. I miss you guys, so I'm going to need you to do more. But I think if you're only going on there just to get the subs and all that, but you're not looking to monetize your channel, and if you're going to monetize, you're going to have to put money into your channel. You're going to have to get mics. You're going to have to do green screens. You're going to have to learn fancy editing software, or you're not going to make any money even if you monetize your channel. So yeah, and Black Star Vinyl, that's a good point. And I used to get caught up in that too. And the good thing about me and Black Star Vinyl, Rob, is that he's somebody that I can vent to outside of YouTube about stuff on YouTube that might be bothering me, and he gives me good advice. So when I say it's not about the subs and it's not about the number of comments you get on your channel, but it's having people that do comment that mean something to you. Rob's like that. He's somebody like all of you guys and gals. I don't know if there's any gals in here yet. Hey, Lindsay's is in here. Yep, we got a gal. Awesome gal, by the way. But you got to have those people that you can talk to, and one of the main reasons I came back to YouTube is after talking to Rob, and he knows about all that. Hercules, you want to see Herc? Herc, Herc, you got somebody wanting to see you. Hey, Comics Mrs. Splain. This is Hercules for those. Say hey. Hey. And Pup. And Poe, but Poe's camera shy. Come here, Poe. No, he won't. He won't get in the front of the camera, but yeah, and I think that you should, if there's comments, I think you should make your best effort to comment back. And you'll see that less and less as somebody builds up like a lot of subs. They'll comment less and less on the videos. There's some really big channels that are monetized, and I don't want to call any out, but I'm talking about people with a ton of subs that they're selling merch and they're doing other things with their channel. Yeah, people that are doing that reply less and less as their channel grows. So they may be making some money off their YouTube channel, and you've got to get a lot of views to make any money. But they've been making something off their channel, but now they're losing that relationship with the people that matter. They're not able. They're making so many videos, and they're getting so many comments that they can't keep up, and so they lose that personal touch. So I think that I don't want people getting discouraged because of the number of views or the number of subs or the number of comments. Like, I'm at 6 something, but there might be videos where I get 4 comments, but those 4 comments are from people like I dig and I respect. Another thing too about my channel is I talk about so many different things. So of those, of the subs that I have, how many of them are into vinyl? How many of them are into comics? And some of the vinyl people won't watch the comic stuff. Some of the comic people won't watch the vinyl stuff. So forth, and so on. And the Comics Misexplained, there's some really good vinyl people in here right now, as there are comic people. And I love both communities, man. But let's be honest, there's clans, there's people that they won't reply to your comment, but there's people that they'll reply to. And I think after a while you figure those people out, and whether you decide to keep watching their content or not, it's up to you. But I can only watch douchebag channels for so long, or feel like, okay, this channel is trying to attract these certain people, and I'm not one of them, so I'm going to have to bow out. I think there's nothing wrong with not subscribing to a channel where the channel, whoever's channel it is being douchey. He's not replying to your comments, and I'm not saying he replies to every one of them, but if there's a vinyl channel that I used to ask questions and stuff on, and I've yet to get a response. And I'm talking about finally after like a year of that, I was like, nope. So people pretending to like docking is wrong. We won't even get into glam metal, Chris, Vinyl Transmission. I know you watch my comic videos. Yeah, man. And I don't expect people that are into vinyl to watch my comic videos and stuff. Like, I quit caring about subs and views and all that stuff, and just try to focus on having a core group of people, man, that I enjoy. And you don't have to sub back everybody that subs your channel. A lot of people are going to sub your channel just so you'll go back and sub theirs and their sub count goes up. If you go on their channel and you're not a fan of their content, why would you sub their channel? So they'll clog up your feed with videos you're not going to watch? Yeah. Yeah, Tomb of Comics, man, you will. Hey, D-Rock. Hey, Brian. Hope if I've missed anybody, my apologies. You will see things more and more as you go on. The issue is whether you allow that to bother you when you start noticing it, or if you just focus on what's important to you. Like, I would much rather have 5 comments from people that know, something about what I'm talking about, and are genuinely interested, than 20 comments from people that are just saying, you know, great video, come watch my videos, subscribe to me. I'd much rather have 5 comments from people that I care about and can learn from, because I'm somebody that soaks up information from people. If your channel, if you're putting content I like, if you're showing comics and or vinyl records, dude, if I'm not familiar with it, I'll go check it out. And I've bought so much music or comics from people that are showing those things. Cosmic Vinyl deleted his channel. I don't know that I know Cosmic Vinyl. Do I know Cosmic Vinyl? I'm ignoring that Chris VT. What's VT? Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, you know, if you're going to be nice and everybody that subs you sub them back, that's fine. But I mean, you know, what are you going to do if you sub somebody and you go and their channel has no content? Well, then it wouldn't clog up your feed anyway, so I guess that wouldn't matter. What if somebody subs you and you go on their channel and they're doing like crazy conspiracy videos? Are you going to watch them? I tried watching this one guy's. He subbed me, and I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to go sub him back because I was looking at it, and it sounded interesting. And I'm still subbed to him, but some of that content he's got is like crazy conspiracy stuff, man. He was new. Cosmic Vaughn. I don't know that I know Cosmic Vaughn. I may have, but I don't know. If I had a bunch of comments, it would give me social anxiety. Dude, you rock, Travis. You know you rock. Cosmic Vinyl was about 6 weeks old. How does a 6-week-old have his own YouTube channel? even Pup thought that was funny. I just don't want people. I hate like when people come on and they're trying to build their channel up and they get discouraged because they think they need to be here with this many subs by now, or they're getting discouraged because they're not getting a lot of comments and stuff. It takes a while to build that up and people get discouraged. But and then there's a lot of people that get on and their videos and they're nervous. And so they don't really translate well to video. And so a lot of people may not add them. And I feel bad for them because they have great collections of comics or vinyl. But when they get in front of the camera, they get nervous and stuff. And I feel bad because, you know, they're camera shy, but they're trying. But unfortunately, YouTube and other social places are not the greatest for shy people to try to come out and do things, because people are going to go on and either make fun of you or give you the old thumbs down, and that bothers people. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't mind people that do videos and are nervous and stuff like that. That's really some of my favorite people, because you know they're not pretentious. They're trying. They're wanting to do videos. They're wanting to reach out to people and talk about things they care about, whether it's their comics or collections or statues or records or CDs. They're wanting to talk about it, but they're so awkward, but they're trying. But again, YouTube is not a place that rewards shy people from trying to come out and do videos. Yeah, if you're having fun, and that's the best point. Hey, Gene Paul, Ace Peter. Hey, buddy. Yes, good advice, Travis. Comment on other people's videos. But again, I say only do it if it's genuine. And I'm not saying you're not saying that, but I'm just kind of adding to your comment is go on other videos, and if you enjoy their comment, let them know. I tell people, hey, man, you did a great job. And I also tell people, hey, I try and encourage them, like if they sound nervous and stuff. No, you did great, you know, and try to give them advice, but I'm not going to give advice somebody's not really asking. You know what I mean? But if somebody's like, how do I get started or something, I'll talk to them. Let's see, Lindsay. Black Star Vinyl, you hate everything, but I love your hair. Hey, it's Gray Man's in here. Again, I'm sorry if I'm missing anybody. Yeah, I know what you meant, Travis, and I didn't want to sound like I was being douchey about it. I just wanted to add to your comment about, you know, the best way to do it is comment and start relationship with that channel. Again, but if you go to a channel and you do that and they don't reply back to you and you've tried several times, what do you do? And, and also I would hope people wouldn't go on other people's channels and only comment once and not get a reply and leave, because not everybody's going to be able to get to every reply. Life gets in the way. Things happen. Some people go on YouTube, make a video, and might not get back home for a few days. So if you only do one or two comments and you don't get a reply, that's one thing. But if it's been 6 months and you've commented on their videos, how much you like it, or asking them questions and they don't respond, I would stop. That's just me. See if I've missed anybody. Hey, Goblin 215. Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, I don't reply to every one of them, but I'll at least thumbs up or heart and read them. And then I try to go back later and catch the ones that kind of came in. Like I'll do a video, and let's say I get done with the video and it uploads at 9. I'll try to, for another hour, stay around, watch videos, and then comment if people comment on my video. But then it might be, and I upload a pretty good bit, but it might not be till the next day or a couple of days later that I go back and actually do a response. And then sometimes I get busy and I don't do it at all. But I will not go and just ignore someone for months or I keep seeing their comments and I'm, just skipping over them every time. I'm not going to do that. I may not reply to every one of your comments, but it's not going to be a long time in between, when I make a comment, and the next time I comment. I'm going to, because I try to do every one of them, but like everybody else, sometimes stuff gets in the way and you can't do that. But, and again, that's another thing that discourages people, is going on these other channels and not getting a response and feeling like, well, and the worst thing is when you leave a comment and the person responds to everybody's comment but yours. That's the worst. You're like, what am I? Am I the asshole here? What? This guy commented, and it's been 2 days, and he commented on everybody. Mine's just sitting there with no comment. Let's see. Hey, Goblin, so true, man. I enjoy but I will say this. I don't game a lot. Maybe one day. Hint, hint, Rob. But I enjoy watching other people do things they enjoy, and I enjoy watching and plus you play games that I grew up on, which is cool too. But I'll watch, there's another guy that does Red Dead Redemption. I'll watch him for like an hour. Not all the time, but here and there, if I have the time, I'll sit and watch him for an hour and chat. It's fun. Just thinking about that makes me want to cry. What makes you want to cry, Travis? And yeah, Gray Man, if you can get to every comment and reply, that is awesome. You're doing great. But if let's say you do a video and it's well received and you get 50 comments. I never get that many. But let's say you get a bunch of comments and then life, things, it gets busy and you don't go back for a couple of days. Well, some people might get miffed about that. But are you going to let that, what I'm saying? Like, is that going to affect you? Like, oh, I've got to go and do a reply to every one of these 50 comments. If you've got time to do it, do it. But if life gets in the way, I would hope people wouldn't get mad, about me missing one comment. DJ Hino is in the house. I've got 3 VCLTs to go out. 2 tomorrow. That don't happen. I can handle the 3 or 4 comments I get. No problem. Gray Man, you put out a lot of videos though, and they're all like 4 hours long, dude. It's like watching Gone with the Wind. I have to watch your videos and then do stuff and then come back and watch your videos. There's a few that are like that. Nothing wrong with that, but me with my dogs and stuff, and plus I have narcolepsy, so I may only be able to watch part of your video, and then I have to come back to it and finish it later. So. Yeah, Gray Man knows he's got some long videos, man. He's good. But you know what? I'm going to give you credit, Gray Man, because the intro to your video, I'm not going to lie. I think it's kind of hot when you flip your hair. Almost Black Star Vinyl spiked up in the front. Sexy. Gray, it's pile on Gray Man time. That dude gets 20 packages a day, and each one of them's like 400 comics. But man, yeah, I will tell you this. I wish I had time to do more live videos because they're probably the most fun, to be honest. Because to me, it's like no set agenda. Like I started out and I wanted to talk about this, and now we've started joking around and stuff. It's just fun. I love Disney and comics. Outstanding. Good to see you. Another great channel. My Wednesday your Wednesday vids are much longer than most people. So are your Tuesdays and Thursdays and Fridays. Oh, I'm just messing with you, man. Black Star Vinyl Rob, if you watch one of his live videos, you see the progression from coherent, sober to like 2.5 hours later. Like I'll clean the house, like I'll start watching him, I'll be like, all right, it's been an hour. I got to go clean or do something around the house. I'll be back. I can always go back to him, and then he's like hammered. It's fun. I love lives. Oh, yeah. But I think the lives are fun and spontaneous and stuff like that. I think some people want to structure it, and I kind of was wanting to do a specific video and just get it out. But like I say, this is fun. So, I was wanting to do like a 5-minute video and leave, and now I don't want to go. So Rob's a fun drunk. Yes, he is. But do not make fun of his glam collection. I do not. I'm trying not to use a certain term, Chris, Vinyl Transmission. I like to watch lives live, but not after. I don't mind it, but it is a lot more fun to watch it while it's live. I'll give you that. I've gone back and watched a few lives. Now, if it's really, really long, I may not be able to watch all of it. Yeah, Black Star Vinyl will stay there. If there's one person in there, I'll go back. Like I'll go on, and there'll be like 4 or 5 people on one of Rob's live feeds. There'll be 4 or 5 people, and then I'll come back. Let's say I go clean the house, vacuum, come back in a couple of hours. He's drunk. There's one guy, and they've just been chatting for 2 hours. Passion. Rob is we make fun of each other, but I think a lot of us in here, and I can say right now, this room is full of people that are passionate about what they love, and some great people in here. And yeah, there's not a lot of channels in my chat right now that have like thousands of subs, and I don't care because I'm getting quality interaction with people right now, and my channel's small. I love those after show chats. Yeah. Yep. Grab a random record behind you. Listen. All right. Good call, man. And I don't have mine in order like some people. I can't do that. Bro. Robespierre. Anybody heard of this band? This is a French band, a new wave of British heavy metal band from the 80s. They actually released a new album a couple of years ago. It's been like 30 years between records. Yeah, but this is a pretty heavy new wave of British heavy metal right here for its time. And I forget what year this originally came out. Like I say, this is a repress. But what's cool is on my old channel, these guys, well, not these guys, one of the guys would actually comment because I did a vinyl rip of this album on my old channel, and the band, I can't remember which guy it was. One of the original members of the band came on, and I talked to him, and that was really cool. So not a huge band, but again, a heavy band for its time. Robespierre. Die, you heathen, die. All right. History metal. Vinyl Transmission, it's been a while back, did was it a contest or just a, no, it was a thread. It's one of my favorite things I've ever done. It was that history show, 5 songs that talk about a moment in history. I thought that was the greatest. That was really a fun video and a fun response to do. Show the name up close. Okay, I'm sorry. Robespierre. I have no idea how I heard these guys, but I really, really liked it. But my vinyl rep maybe had like 18 views, and I think this one of the band members was 6 of those. Witchfinder General is so great, man, and I can't find it at a good price anywhere. What did Gray Man say? I get all my knowledge from comics and record lyrics. Hell yeah. Yeah, Robespierre. Yeah, French Revolution. Man, there was a lot of people getting their heads chopped off then, wasn't there? Thing was cray. But yeah, man. See, this is, I would much rather have just you guys commenting on my videos than 30 people, and you know they're not, they could give 2 craps about what I'm talking about. You go on their channel and they're doing stuff that has nothing to do with anything you know anything about, and you're like, how did they get to my channel? Well, you know, what the heck? But it's the, you know, it's the people you find, and it takes a while. You find a certain, and I don't want to say click, but there will be certain people you interact with a lot more. But if you have somebody that doesn't interact a lot, you know, but will just, you know, I guess understand they may not have the time, you know, to reply to everything and stuff. But again, if you got somebody never replies to anything and they're making 3 or 4 videos a day, so you know they're blowing you off, I just wouldn't stay sub to that channel. And I think it's okay to block douchebags. And there's a few of them on here. Pope Grammy, like drinking beer. Just heard a bump in the night, had to go and investigate. Yes, I built a community and it helped to grow my channel. Yeah, you know, that's a great word for it. It really is a community. And what I really, really like is I have some really good people that only, you know, not only, but their main focus on their channel is vinyl and comics. But man, there's like 5 or 6 where it bleeds over. And back in the 80s, one of the things about comics was it was big in the heavy metal scene where I was. You know, not just Anthrax and Judge Dredd. I'm talking, man, we read everything back in the day. Of course, I was big. We're talking about 80, 88 to about 92 was my heyday with comics. But comics, man, we were all reading comics. We were all trying to skate. Trust me, my skating did not last long, but, you know, we had, yeah, Deuce Nozzles on YouTube. Boy. You know what I liked about your rant video, Chris, is that it, except for a couple of comments, it was done like an adult. It was an adult conversation about differences. It wasn't, you know, like the political climate where, no, you're wrong. No, you're wrong. And we're never going to agree. And so I hate you. It's not like that. It was an adult conversation about differences. And like I say, besides for a couple of comments, I thought it was a good discussion and I thought it was healthy. And I didn't see any issue with your rant video or most of the responses. So I'm waiting for 80s glam, arena rock, and metal to make a comeback. I miss when people played instruments. Well, I love Disney and comics. To me, Cole the Conqueror is a great comic. For me, I feel like it has, especially thrash. But a lot of people that grew up on the 80s thrash don't like the new thrash that's coming out now because they feel like it's just rehashing the 80s. But I'm okay with them rehashing the 80s thrash because that's what I love. It never went away. It didn't, but you have to admit though, it went underground for a while. It never went away, especially for the people that continued to listen to it through grunge and new metal, but it did kind of, took a back seat. Kiss is selling a lot of ticks. Don't get me started on Kiss. Okay, I know a lot of y'all like Kiss. I don't. But come on, man. They take guitars and basses, they take them out, play it for a few minutes on concert, put it up, and then sell it as a concert used bass. And it's like $15,000, and that doesn't even come with a case. So, but for those that like Kiss's music, hey, listen to it all day long, man. Turn it up. Corner is one of my favorite bands. And Capitalist and Satan Service. That's pretty good. I never heard that one. We had a preacher back in the 80s. You know how they have the signs out front of the churches and kind of like a restaurant where they go and they advertise on the signs. And so this would have been 88, 89. But he put that out. He put Kids in Satan Service and We Are Satanic Perverts. Is that what it was? On the church thing. We used to drive by and I had a picture of it, but I don't know where it went. Beer and Vinyl is good stuff. Guinness and the Pogues is my favorite. But yeah, man, and they put because I grew up in the South and it was a small town. And so it was like metal and comics and, we'd go to shows and stuff, but there was a really small group of heavy metal heads because I'm in the Bible Belt, Georgia, and so it just wasn't a lot of heavy metal heads. So you had your punk guys and you had your metal heads and, they were kind of like, on the edges of each other, but some people crossed over into punk and vice versa. I did. So I had friends that listened to punk and vice versa, but there wasn't a lot of us. And the churches around us would put stuff up on their billboards and do Sunday classes about us. And I was like, what? Just crazy. Lindsay, good night, everyone. Great chatting with you all. If you're not subscribed to, matter of fact, let me just say this. Sub each other up, man. I'm telling you, these are all great channels, good people that are passionate. There's not a channel, and I mean this, there's not a channel that's not cool. Like some people don't do videos like Brian, but dude, he comments and he supports channels like crazy, and he's just a good dude. What's up, Groovy Lisa? Thanks for stopping in. Well, Black Star Vinyl, you should have been in Georgia. I was the only grindcore person in my school that knew what grindcore was. Napalm Death, and the reason why I heard it was because I won a contest and I won that. I don't know if you remember. I ripped it a while back. The Grind Crusher sampler that I got, I won that when it came out, and it had all those grindcore bands. And if it wasn't for that, grindcore didn't make it to my town except for that. And so I was the only one that knew Napalm Death. Who else is on that? Everybody help me because I have brain farts. Terrorizer, all those great death metal bands and things that were over in the UK that hadn't really hit the United States yet. I was ahead of my time, man. But you want to talk about being ostracized. Try wearing a shirt that says Napalm Death in Georgia in the 80s, man. Holy crap. Morbid Angel, thank you. Naked City, thank you. Cathedral's not on that. Fear Factory is one of my favorite. Them and Godflesh. My favorite, and Fear Factory is a little bit faster than Godflesh, but I think that I consider them both to be like industrial. But yeah, some of my favorite. Napalm Death is great. I'm a huge fan of Napalm Death. Carcass is, I don't like Carcass' first album, but I do enjoy, what is it? Heartwork? God, I'm telling you, I'm 44 now, and I have the worst memory now. Yeah, Godflesh. When I first heard Godflesh, I ran out, and this was back. We had cassettes were still the thing. CDs were starting to come in when Godflesh hit. So I had to go and order the cassette and get it imported. So it was like $18 for the cassette or something like that. But I was like, all right, and it was what, Street Cleaner, I think, came out first, and I had to have it. And I was like, I used to import so much. This was cassettes in my metal heyday. Earache Records. God, I had so many Earache cassettes, but I'd have to get them imported because they weren't carried anywhere around here. Yeah, Heartwork is such a great album, man. Descanting the Insalubrious. The lyrics to that, we used to read them because the guy was like a neurosurgeon or some crap. He was a doctor or something. But he would write about these and use medical terminology in his lyrics. And we used to get them and read them, and it was just hilarious. Saw Godflesh once at Roadburn. Seen Carcass. I've never seen Godflesh. I did see Carcass back in there. It was a Carcass, Napalm Death, Brutal Truth, if y'all remember them. Danny Lilker from previously of Anthrax, his grindcore band. And there was one more. I would love to have seen Godflesh. Carcass, Napalm Death. What's my camera go out of focus? Not keen on Godflesh and stuff. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the industrial. And I'll be honest with you, I knew of like Ministry and some of those other bands, but in terms of the heavier type industrial like Godflesh, to me, it was like a breath of fresh air. I'd never heard anything like it. There were a few guys that were in the Ministry, but that was fast. Godflesh was just that slow. Oh, God, I loved it, man. It was. Skinny Puppy was also, I wasn't that big in them, but the guys that were into like Ministry and stuff really dug Skinny Puppy. Creator, Extreme Aggression is my favorite Creator album. Dude from Brutal Truth has a great beer column in Decibel Magazine. Is it Danny Lilker, the bass player, or someone else from Brutal Truth? You ordered through magazines too, Black Star. We did that, but there was a I don't know if it was a chain. It was called the Sound Warehouse. Has anybody ever heard of those? It might not be a chain. Good night, Pope. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for stopping in. What was I saying? Me too. Bye-bye. You leaving too, McComics? To McComics channel, by the way, before he goes, if he's leaving. His theme song gets stuck. Every time I go to his channel, that damn song gets stuck in my head. No shit. I'll be at work humming that shit. Warehouse. Maybe no, I'm pretty sure it was Sound Warehouse, but yeah. Like I say, everybody sub each other up. And like I say, if you sub to McComics and you hear his theme song, I want to know what you think and whether it gets stuck in your head. It's an earworm, man. I swear to God. Faith or Fear. I do not have Instruments of Death. I have Punishment Area. Yeah. What's up, 3B Production Company? Is that 3B or 338? No, I think it's 3B. I'm getting old, people. Memory, vision, everything's gone. Yeah, I dig Tomb McComics theme song too, but does it get stuck in your head? Does it get stuck in your head like when the Gray Man does his little head twist at the end of his intro? I don't have hair, so it doesn't do anything for me. Or when Rob has the shark fin in the front. Going to call it a night. Take care, all. Thanks for stopping in, Goblin. Goblin, another great channel. Lots of gaming stuff, man. And it's fun to watch and does a lot of the retro games. So if you get a chance, check out his videos. Like I say, man, that 3B production, blood, boobs, and beasts. Yeah. 3B production, I'm not as familiar with. I'm sure it's a great channel. So we're just gonna say welcome 3B, and I hope to get to know your channel better after tonight. Thanks for stopping in, everybody. Is Faith or Fear? Was Faith or Fear from that area, northeast, like Anthrax and Overkill? If you guys are into horror movies and all that review stuff, all type of stuff. Everyone here is mostly into comics. No. If we're talking about in the chat, it is a definitely a good mix of vinyl, metal, and comics. But yeah, not everybody's into comics. Like Black Star Vinyl, he's not into it, but Gray Man is. But yeah, it's a good crowd, man. Like I say, to me, comics and metal is, very, very close to each other. So, and horror does cross over too, especially if you're into bands. If you're into death metal, most people I know that are into death metal are really into horror comics or movies. But so, dang, I've gone 40 minutes, man. I never go this long. Well, except on live vids. Groovy Lisa, you still here? Lisa just did her own, it's really cool CD rack thing she made herself, which was really cool. Goblin, I'm into horror, comics, metal, retro games, right up my alley. Goblin 215. That's why I like you. Yeah, horror is great, though I barely watch movies anymore. I have found that the one thing that suffered the most by my obsession with vinyl and comics now and action figures, those are probably the big three right now, is my Laserdisc collections. So I collect, for those that don't know, like 3B production and maybe Goblin, because I haven't done a Laserdisc video in a while. I used to be really, really big into Laserdisc, but that's kind of taking a backseat to some other hobbies. You got to, that's the hard thing about being interested in a lot of different stuff. For all of us that are into metal and comics and action figures and retro games or new games or whatever, you got to, if you budget it, you've got to decide, okay, what's my priority right now? Because if you don't, you're going to be in the poorhouse. You'll be doing tricks down at the truck stop for $20 just so you can get some new comics. I ain't about to do all that. I mean, I would if I had to, but I don't want to. I will do another. I enjoyed the Tuma Comics doing that. $20 is $20. That's right. Let me pull from this side. I'm going to pull another record and show it. I wish I had some comics out here, but the comics are in the nerd cave and the records are in the main room. I can't put them both in the same room. I don't have enough room for that. Which comics? Figures. Yeah. Oh, this one, if we're talking about this one was the Robespierre. What is up with my focus? I showed that a while ago. And then Judas Priest's first album, Rock-a-Rolla. So a lot of people don't like this album. I love it. I don't care. I like what I like. This is an OG pressing too. I see one beside you. Vinyl CDs, cassettes, and memorabilia. Yeah, and that is another thing too. I've started to see Rob, Black Star Vinyl, starting to do some memorabilia like pins and stuff. So that's cool to see something new. Oh, you wanted the comic. Those are the ones that are in my giveaway. Might as well talk about it while you're all here. I wasn't going to, but I'm doing a fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. If you win, these are the comics you get. You get a Loot Crate, free month of Loot Crate, and then you get the Man Thing 1979, Volume 2, Number 1. Isola, Harrow County, the free comic book horror Halloween Comic Fest. Punisher Volume 12, I think, or 11. I can't remember, but it's the Marvel Now, #1. This one, I think y'all think's cool. Tales of Terror, New Line Cinema. I know, man. I know you've been crazy. That's why I was checking on you the other day, Rob. Vinyl Transmission. Chris is a huge Uriah Heep fan. I have 2 of their records. I'm not as big a fan, but I do enjoy them. This is Batman. This is in my giveaway. Batman 655. This is first appearance of Damian Wayne. So if you donate, you'll be entered to win all these comics, including that, and then a bunch of Miss Marvels. There you go. And like I said, you get a loot crate too. Good night, Goblin. Thanks for stopping in, man. You guys have some good stuff. I will check out some videos sometime this week. No need to follow back. I follow because I love this stuff. Dude, I've been subbed to Goblin now for like a month or 2, man. If you follow me, Goblin, I appreciate it. I'm slowly building a community. I will definitely check out your channel, 3B. Are you leaving, Travis, too? Or are you saying goodnight to someone else? I think you're saying goodnight to Goblin. I'm not going to be up much longer anyway, so if y'all are getting sleepy, I'm about to be done. But I've had fun talking to all y'all. I just want to say, man, don't get discouraged on your channels about views and stuff. Care more about having good relationships with good people that you care about and like you want to hear from. You know what I mean? Like, what good is it to have 30 comments and 15 of those are like, nice, or new sub, hit me back. I have videos you might like, or you know what I mean? So I love Creepshow. I absolutely love Creepshow. Did you say it's early? It's 12:20, bruh. But yeah, man, if you're going for I can't ever say that word right, monetization of your channel, like I say, you're going to need to invest in some equipment and green screens and editing and all kinds of crap. Or you're going to monetize and you're going to get a check for 8 cents every 3 months, you know? But if it's your goal to monetize, sure, build up subs and all that. And invest in your channel if that's what you want to do. But I think the majority of us, and when I say us, I mean people that are passionate about music or comics or whatever, I hope that we're here in these communities because we want to have relationships with people who enjoy the same things as us, because that's missing in our normal lives. Like I mentioned before, I live in rural Georgia. I said it right. I live in rural Georgia. I don't have a lot of people I can talk to about comics and metal. But man, I've met so many people on here now that I can talk to, Facebook with, some I text, some I call. And I can have that conversations about things I care about with people that know what I'm talking about. I would much rather have that relationship with one person than 10 subs that have no idea really what I show and are only subbed to me because they want me to sub back so they can get the numbers. Iowa. Gray man, are you kidding? Or is it really 420? You know what the 420 means in America, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what I did. My channel, my old channel, when I first started, I just did vinyl rips because I wanted to preserve metal. So I was ripping vinyl of bands. I started out doing mostly obscure bands that weren't, a lot of people didn't know. But now I just kind of do like all kinds. And I do a lot of rips, but a lot of them get blocked by YouTube. But that's where I started because I wanted people to remember some of these thrash bands from the 80s that were kind of getting forgotten over the time. Yeah, you know when someone's only on your channel for the wrong reason. When you post a video and your video is like Rob was saying, 20 minutes long, 3 minutes later, you get great video. And you're like, wait a minute. The damn video is 20 minutes long. He's only been posted for 3 minutes. So, got to be careful. I used to walk a really fine line with YouTube. I would get 2 strikes, and then I would kind of lay off. But to be honest, YouTube now, instead of giving you a strike, they just block your video. Usually they give block and give you a strike. And I hadn't gotten a strike in forever, but I've gotten a lot of blocks. So I don't know if they changed their policy or what. But they will just, my video will be up for like a minute. So I'll have like 3 views, and then it'll be blocked. But I hadn't gotten a strike in a long time. I'm 420 right now. Who has a new channel on the way, Ruh? I mean, a new album on the way. I think they made it tougher with the rules lately. Saw something about it. They strike for music or what? I'm not too familiar with their. Yeah. And like I said, Comics Misexplained, I think they, like I say, last year they did a lot, like give you a strike. But it can be for music or it can be for video. If the copyright holder has uploaded the song or the video, YouTube runs a match to see if it matches the audio or video. And if it does, they'll block the video and then sometimes give you a strike. It depends on what that copyright holder wants them to do. Some copyright holders will say, just block the video. Some will say, well, block it and give them a strike. And those are usually Sony and some other assholes are the worst about that. So Sacred Right, they just finished in the studio. So I can't wait to hear the Sacred Right. Well, the funny thing about YouTube, if you think about it, 90% of YouTube is copyrighted. There's some original content that people do, but the majority is people sharing music or movie clips or all these other things that you really roll the dice. But YouTube was built mostly on copyright infringement, if you think about it. Like I say, there is some unique content on YouTube that we do, but there is a ton of music and movie clips and things that are posted. Yeah. I have Electric Wizard intro and a Gate Creeper intro and smoke weed and drinking with. Wait, were you in the Comics Misexplained? Were you in the auction the other night? Yesterday. With not Big Cat. Or was Big Cat in it? Yeah, maybe Big Cat was in it. But the guys from New York, Home of the Warriors, that was the channel. I think they're a little more lenient, 3B, on video than music. Because it doesn't seem like a lot of people upload the video for YouTube to match it with. So like I say, every time you upload, YouTube runs it against all their known videos or audio that's been uploaded from the copyright holders. And it looks for a match. Did you watch the chat yesterday, Comics Misexplained? The one guy who was just, I wish I knew who it was, but he was baked. Like he didn't even know it was his turn in the auction. Yeah. And that's another thing too. So some of the copyright holders say, all right, we're not going to block it or anything, but we're going to monetize it. So they make money off of your video because they slap an ad on it. So let's say Metallica said, hey, we're going to monetize Injustice for All. So if somebody uploads anything from Injustice for All, we'll allow it. But there's going to be a video, there's going to be an ad play at the beginning of the video, and we get the ad revenue. So that's how that works. You missed it. I wish I knew who it was. I don't know all those guys, but do you know the auction I'm talking about? It's New York Warriors. It's a bunch of people from like New York and surrounding area, it sounds like. But there was one dude on there last night, and in between, his auction, and the next time he came back around, he had smoked, and he was, oh my God, his eyes. I don't know what he smoked, man, but it was something. Hey, Jason Johnson, why would they block the vinyl rip off of my white vinyl Rock for Light? But that's a good question, Jason. And I have the problem where I've tried to upload Megadeth, every one of their albums. Every one of their albums has been blocked. But the CD that sounds like shit, the Dave Mustaine remasters, if people rip the CD, it stays. But my vinyl rip, that sounds better, gets blocked. I have no idea about that. Under a Spell, recorded for me and my girlfriend. So, you talking about the intro thing where you're dancing in the kitchen, Gray Man? Yeah, Jason, it's crazy. It sounds so shitty that doesn't. It might be the case. I've heard that people will speed up, so they will rip. They will rip music, and when they go to edit it, they speed it up a little bit, and the audio doesn't match if they speed it up. I think that's how some people. So, like I say, I've tried to upload the CD version and the vinyl version of Rust in Peace. Both of mine got flagged, but there's like 20,000 other versions of the CD that's been ripped, and it's still on YouTube. So I don't. Maybe they're speeding it up, and so it's not caught by YouTube. But there's some reason that some people get away with it and some don't. I don't know. Met Mustaine and drank his new wine. He was a lot nicer than I thought he'd be. I've actually heard that he's calmed down a lot in the last couple of years. And, for a while there, you would see like a lot of stuff where he was being like an asshat in concert, right? You don't see those anymore. I haven't seen anything lately where he's being like a douche live. And I don't know. I haven't, well, I won't say I haven't. He's feuded a little bit with Marty Friedman. I don't think it was anything big. But you don't really hear about him having clashes. Back in the day, he was having clashes with everybody, bandmates, Mike Mercer's Suicidal Tendencies. Like, he was clashing with everybody. Is he a lot now? So now he's not a drug fiend? I'm sure that has something to do with it. He's one of those where I don't agree with his politics, and he puts a little bit of it in his music. But I can overlook that, and I would hope, everybody's allowed their opinion, as long as it's not like hate music or anything like white supremacists kill Jews or something horrible. As long as it's just a political opinion, I'm okay with it, even if I disagree with it. And I'll buy the album like Dystopia. I bought that. But for a little bit, he was being really pushy with his views. Like, he was freshly converted to Christianity, and he was kind of being pushy with it. But I think he's backed off of that as well. I'm not saying he's not a Christian or he's not, got some strong political beliefs. He still does, I guess. But you're not hearing him out there making it, not being as big a scene with it. You know what I mean? So, like I would hope that somebody that was on the right side of the aisle could listen to Dead Kennedys for the music, and even if they didn't agree with the politics, could enjoy the. But man, I will tell you, a lot of people that were listening to punk and stuff back in high school now, like, they go to church now, and their politics have changed. I'm not trying to make this a political discussion, but now they won't listen to anything. And now they act so much better than me. And I'm like, dude, we had such a close bond back in the day. So anyway. I was the token atheist. I think what's weird about a lot of Christian bands is there's always an atheist in there. Like, what's the guy from Vengeance Rising? Is that it? Before the Time, that guy. Like, he ended up being an atheist. What is up with my focus? Yeah, he wrote spells, incantations, and songs. Yeah, Brian, I saw that. He said he put hexes on people or something. I saw that interview. I was like, what? I was actually with a group of dudes back in high school that bought some witch's book that had like spells and stuff in it. And they would listen to Danzig and light candles and shit. And I left. I was like, because I didn't believe at the time, I didn't believe in God or the devil. So why would I want to summon a demon? I didn't believe they exist. But those dudes, man, they started getting a little dark for me. I was like, because I like to have fun. And these guys started getting like somber and shit. Camera's drunk. I think so, man. It focuses crap. I probably got paint on it like I do everything else. I've been painting, for those that don't know. I got it on like 15 of my shirts. The floor. There was no lie, green paint on Herc, my boxer. The carpet. I can't paint for shit. I hate painting and I hate the tape. I would rather paint than do the tape. I don't know why I hate it. But yeah, man, everybody, if you go through a period, or you're kind of upset or something about YouTube, not getting enough of this, enough of that, like I say, form you a good nucleus of people that actually care about what you're talking about. And let that be, to me, that's the most important thing, Again, if you're trying to make money off of YouTube, that's a different story. I'm talking about people that come on here and want to get passionate about something and share that experience with other people that know what they're talking about, versus sharing it and having 30 people that have no idea just comment randomly. Have a good group of people. And I'm not talking about cliques. Like I say, I'm like anti-clique. Like, dude, I got comic subs, I got metal subs. I've subbed to people that scratch off lottery tickets just because they subbed to me, and I went, and their videos are actually fun, like funny, and they're short, and it's cool. But, there's nothing wrong with broadening your horizons too. Like if you originally came on for comics or you originally came on for vinyl, it's okay to branch out in other communities. You may find a new hobby or interest, and that's definitely the case. Being on YouTube rekindled my love of comics, my desire to collect comics. Like I say, I started out doing vinyl rips. Then I started showing vinyl records and stuff. Now I show comics and stuff. And like I say, when I left, I was like, I'm fed up. I'm done with all the drama. There was a lot of drama back then. There's been a lot less since. But I was like, I'm fed up. But I missed that. I didn't miss having 1,500 subs. I didn't miss having, I never had a ton of comments. But the only thing I missed was the people that I interacted with, And back then, it was a group of people that, and at the time when I quit, it was just vinyl. It wasn't comics yet. But it was a great group of people I talked to about music and about vinyl, and I missed it. Because once I turned that YouTube off, there was no substitute for it in my real life. So I'm like, I just lost the one outlet I had for talking about these things that I care about. So I came back, and Rob can tell you, man, Rob gave me some really, really great advice. Thank you very much, 3B. That's very nice, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I did get harassed a lot when I took my channel down, but it actually meant a lot to me to be harassed, if that makes sense. Like I was like, nobody gives a shit, I'm off. And then, it was like, oh, people do care. I mean, people that hardly ever commented, but I was friends with, sent me messages like, and that's another thing too. Like, I don't think you realize if somebody's not commenting, doesn't always mean they don't watch. There is a lot of people that'll watch your videos and not comment. But when I closed my channel down, I had people that I didn't even think watched my videos were like, I miss your videos. When are you coming back? And I'm like, dude, I didn't know you even watched. And it meant a lot. I was like, so there are people that are sub to you that may not comment, but they do watch your videos. But, for whatever reason, they don't comment. So like I say, you might get 100 views and 12 comments, right? But just because somebody doesn't comment may not always mean they don't watch or they don't care. So if you surround yourself with good people, the experience will stay positive. Exactly. And again, 9 out of 10 people that come on YouTube thinking they'll make money off of YouTube will be disappointed. probably 9.5 out of 10, because they do not have the money or the resources to put into the channel, to seed the channel so it starts getting that kind of notoriety and views and things that it takes to monetize. I know people that are losing money off monetizing their YouTube channel because they went out and bought shirts and they went out and bought, things to sell, and they're not selling. Hey, Chaotic Comics. That's another channel that I've recently subbed. Yeah, exactly, Brian and Travis. Maybe they don't know what to say, and like I said, just because they don't comment doesn't mean they don't watch. So I don't think I don't think you can just look at how many comments you have and think nobody gives a shit. Okay, 100 people watch, but only 4 commented. Are those 4 people that commented people you care about? Dude, there you go. There's 4 comments from people who were genuinely interested in what you showed and having a conversation about that, versus 10 comments from people that say, hey, what's going on? Watch my videos too. Want to hear about the worst trade ever? Dallas Comic Show, and my chick was an X-Men fan, so I ended up trading a first series Melotion for yeah. Jason, I don't have very many expensive comics to have that kind of story about. So just be glad you had that comic at one point in your life, because I am on a serious limited budget when it comes to, because I have to split my money between comics and vinyl. Fuck off, Matt. What's going on, buddy? I think I missed a comment. Hold on. Scarlett Johansson has been subbed to me for a year and she won't comment. That's funny. I'm telling you, man, in this chat right now, there's some new channels I don't know that well, but I'm sure I'm going to get to know soon. But there are some, and another one just joined, Funkoff. That dude, if there's anybody that I would say has the closest taste to mine in terms of comics, that's Funkoff, man. It was 95. Oh, God. I think the most, God, I don't even know if I even have a comic value that very much. So, but, yeah, man, just like I say, have that group of people that it means something to you. And if you want to grow your channel and do stuff, okay. But remember, you got to put some work into it. I'm not here for that. I'm not trying to make YouTube a job. I got a job. I need an outlet. You know what I mean? For things I care about to talk to people about. I could talk to my brother because my brother got me into Iron Maiden and Black Sabbath. But I can't talk to my brother about like Slayer. And he never got into that. He's older than me. He was into the late 70s, early 80s stuff. He never got into thrash or death. So, yeah. Has anybody been picking up those EC Comic reprints? Because damn if some EC Comics don't go up in price fast. I'm trying to make it an outlet and a job. And that's fine, 3B. You'll have to, like I say, make an investment in your channel, though, in order for it to grow. Merchandising will come later, but I mean, green screen or some really good editing software and stuff, I'm not that talented. I still use Movie Maker and sometimes VSDC free online editor. I can't use like Photoshop or all that. I still do Face in the Hole. I'm so old school. I still use Paint to crop. I'm telling you, I am not good with the new stuff. Yeah. Got you bet hard to do this while driving. Don't you be trying to do all this crazy stuff while you're driving. And by driving, you on the road long haul? It's Do you know they cut off support from Paint? All right, Rob. I don't think there's any. Not that I don't even remember Paint having updates. Did they ever update Paint ever? Or was it like, here's Paint, and 10 years later, it's still Paint? Get GIMP, it's free, and it's almost exactly like. So see, that's the problem. I don't know how to use Photoshop. Movie Maker, like I can't even use the latest version of Movie Maker because I don't know how to do the audio part. Like they changed it around, and I don't know how to do audio, like to add audio and to sync it and all that stuff. So I use Movie Maker like 7. It's easy, but I was never like. When I was in college, the internet hit. So all that graphics and stuff came after me. I don't know it. It's perfect. Yeah, all right, man. Paint is perfect. Did you ever do the I did thumbnails with Paint when I first started. Yeah, I used Paint. I did my thumbnails with Paint when I first started. Now I use Canva. I don't know if y'all know, it's a free software to make collages and stuff. I use it. But I think for the first couple of years, I did all my thumbnails in Paint. No lie. You still use Paint for it's easy. I use my phone's video. That's it. Yeah. Where are you driving at, Matt? Are you you going across the country or what? Hey, Hercules. They already seen you. They don't want to see you again. Okay, gray man. When I was in school, high school, they still taught typing. Yeah, and I'm talking about on typewriters. Did anybody else do typing class and it was on typewriters? Because that's this guy. Like I say, I was totally unprepared for the internet because I had no computer skills. So when the internet hit, I was in there like an old man, and I was 19 years old, and they got the internet at the college I was at, and I was in there, and I'm like, this is totally not like we didn't do any computer classes in high school. It was all typewriter and written stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't, like I say, when I got to Piedmont College, I went to a small college. I started 93. I think the internet hit big there, like around 95. And we had two different kinds of people that in our college. I'm 44, so maybe some of you will appreciate this. We had a computer lab, our first computer lab. Half the people in there were in chat rooms, and the other half were playing Doom. That was it. Nobody was using it for schoolwork. You never had typewriter classes? Studied typing? Yep. So your typing class was on computer. See, ours was on an actual typewriter. I was so bad, my typing teacher, old lady, she was pasty white. I mean, she looked like she had been dead already for like 3 years. She'd tell me, don't look, when you're typing, and I couldn't type without I couldn't type the right letters without looking. I just couldn't do it. It didn't click with me. That's most things, like math. But she put a damn not a garbage bag up. You remember at the grocery store used to be the paper sacks? She put that on my head. So I'm in damn typing class with a damn the paper bag on my head. 49 and a half, 48. So most of you people are, in my roughly my age group. Finally, here we are. I love Mitch Hedberg, by the way. I couldn't even hit tab because it was it the pinky or something you hit? I'm trying to remember. It's been, 20-something years ago. I remember typing, and then I think you use your pinky to hit, or is it? Yeah, it's tab. And I would always hit something else. And oh God, she would yell at me. For me, I looked at the keys until my brain started to naturally learn them by muscle memory. And what's weird, Travis, is I'm not a great guitarist, but I can play my, basic chords and power chords without looking. And of course some melody lines I can play without looking, as long as it's like, a simple pentatonic scale or something, nothing crazy. But the typewriter just wouldn't. But a guitar, I can say, like you said, muscle memory. I'm pretty good with muscle memory when it comes to guitar. Again, I'm not a great guitarist, but my hands know where to go. But typing, I couldn't do it. What? Gray man making the ladies happy with that one finger. Yeah. That's what the beard's for. That kills me. Hey, well, I'm going to go ahead and cut it, man. I got to work tomorrow, and it's 1 a.m. But this is, to be honest with you, I got narcolepsy, and about the only time I ever have energy is usually from about 11 to about 2. So this is when I'm up, but I need to start winding down. I'm vocalist, drummer, sometimes guitarist. It's cool to have multiple skills, man. I enjoyed talking to you guys and gals, if there's any guys left. I enjoy talking to y'all a lot, man. And I want to say thank y'all for that because, like I say, I expected to come on here and do a 5-minute video offering support for some of these channels. And like I say, there's been a few lately that are, feeling down about the sub counts or the number of comments, or the thumbs down. And I just want to tell any of those channels that are having that, it don't matter, man. It's like this. There's like, I don't know how many people are in here right now. Let me look. And there's been some that have been in and out. 10. Let's say there's been between 10 and maybe about 15 people at the peak in this. I've been doing this for an hour. I had a conversation with about 10 to 15 people tonight. That's probably been the most enjoyable conversation I've had in a long time. And I probably laughed, and because in my job, I have to be kind of serious. And again, I don't have people to really talk to about this kind of stuff. But I haven't had this kind of good conversation about stuff that's funny or I care about in a long time. And I just want to say thank y'all for that. And for those channels that are struggling with that, just hopefully you'll think about something like this. It's not about the numbers, man. It's about who you're talking with. And, yeah. And for all the, the new people that are here that I don't know as well, I want to get to know you better. Sub each other up. If you're not subbed to me, if you want to sub, cool. I'll check your channels out and hopefully get to know y'all a lot better. But there's not one person in here I didn't enjoy talking to tonight, man. And I mean that. And I just want to say thank y'all for that. And if you ever get discouraged, think about stuff like this, man. There's a small group of people having a good time talking about stuff that matters to them. And maybe they don't get that in their life, And it's not always about numbers and sub counts and how many people. I don't care about that. I've never really cared about that. I got discouraged because of drama and stuff that happened. I'm over it now. Now, I'm pretty even keel, and if there's drama, I avoid it now. I block people if I have to without getting in a confrontation with them. But I have meaningful conversations, and I just want to say thank y'all seriously for that. And like I say, good meeting all you new people, man. I look forward to getting to know y'all. For all the people that I've been friends with for a while, thanks for everything over the last, my channel's been around a little over a year. So I appreciate y'all, man. So yeah, that drama will wear you out, man. It's okay to block negative people, man. And that's another thing too. Don't be so worried about how many sub counts you have that you worry about, well, if I block this person, I'll lose the sub. No, get that negativity out of your life, man. And I'm not talking about having a simple disagreement with somebody. I'm talking about somebody that's constantly draining. We call them happiness vampires, that drain you, of being happy. Hell no, I get enough of that shit in my regular life. I don't need that shit online. Come on, man. So I've met some really, really good friends. Gray Man, the drama was, without going into it, it was kind of about people that were joking around, and it was like an inside joke, and somebody not knowing that and saying something about it, and it just blew up. And I had a part in that, and I've made amends and went on with my life now, and I just try to avoid it. So if I start seeing somebody that's causing a lot of issues and stuff, I have no problems blocking that person. So, yeah. But like I say, I enjoy talking to all of y'all, and I appreciate it. And thanks for being a part of my life and being friends, man. It means a lot. So everybody take care. Thanks for watching. And an hour and 20 minutes. This is probably my longest video ever. So thanks for sticking with me for a while. And like I say, man, I appreciate you all. Take care. Good night. Bye, y'all. Farley out. And Papa. Oh, she ran. She knew. She knew I was going to hold her up. All right, bye.